Okay, we're recording. Sorry. Did you see that? Oh, God. The great thing is nobody's ever going to see this video, honey.
Why? All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you guys ready for the end of the year, for the end of 2019, for the beginning of 2020?
Yeah. I have actually a question for you. I think.
No, just you don't get any questions. This is all about you.
That was a
Are
little
you guys tired of
BDE.
hearing about manifesting and energy vortexes and down
BDE.
dogs and crystal healings? Good, because we got some juicy stuff coming to you.
Oh my God. He said juicy stuff. You guys.
Totally for Reg.
He's been preparing these questions for like ever. I love, it doesn't even matter because again, this video will never see the light of day, but what is wrong with this light?
Are you ready?
I don't know. Sure.
This is unfiltered, right? This is uncensored. If you got your kids in the car, dads, if you got your kids in the car,
This is
earmuffs.
explicit. This is like.
Put on the earmuffs.
Oh,
Put
did
on
you
the
see that orb?
No. Put in the earplugs. Whatever you got to do.
There's an orb in here, guys.
I may swear a little bit. I may not, but you never know.
Torry.
We're gonna get down to some nitty gritty. You ready?
I want you to just be aware.
What?
Of the orbs.
The orbs? Is it me or you?
I think it's probably you. Okay, let's do this.
All right. Let's just start off with something a little easy.
First of all, why are we doing this?
Well, because you questioned everybody. You get to pose all the questions. And you know what? People want to know what's inside your head. What's going on in there? Is it just a dusty old house, or does it actually have some knowledge? What's going on?
It's totally just a dusty old house.
By the end of 2019, it feels like that, I'm sure.
I know. Mountains
or the beach?
Oh, you're going to ask me questions like this? Like a Tinder date. We should go on a Tinder date. That's really hard. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. But if I had to choose, I would say the beach.
The beach.
How about a mountain by the beach?
A mountain by the beach.
A cliff.
Do you have any regrets? And if you do, pick one and tell us why.
Regrets. Huh.
Allowing me to interview you?
Right. That's probably one big one right now. Wow, that's heavy. I don't know that I have any regrets. I think I do often, well, I guess that is a regret. I'm like, I do wish that I would have done things differently sometimes. I think that...
What's one thing that you wish you would have done differently?
I think in my earlier 20s or mid 20s, I wish that I would have just paid more attention to the experience that I was having. I think I was so wrapped up with wanting to just do more stuff that I didn't actually stop to enjoy my life at that point. We were in a really great place, seemingly. I think it was just a good time in my life, and I felt like I just wanted to hit the fast forward button because I just wanted to like be somewhere else doing something else, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then that goes to the next question. If you had a chance to go back in time and kick your own ass, what age would you go back to? Would that be 20, or would you?
Yeah, I would probably say that. Yeah, I think that I was suffering from entitled-itis when I was in my mid-20s. It's just, when you...
Does that speak to our current generation?
A little bit, perhaps.
Yeah. Okay.
I think at that time, I felt like I had worked really hard to achieve all of my accolades and all the things that I was doing. And I felt like I had earned the right to be a little bit of an entitled brat. And I think even though like doing all this stuff, obviously you know this, but doing all my practice and being in this world, I was very mindful, but I still felt like everything should be easy at that point. We've talked about this.
Okay.
So I definitely wish I would have done things differently back then.
You always tell me that there are favorites. You always try and get my mother to pick which kid is the favorite.
Oh my God,
Chewy
this
or
is so
Chowder?
random. How dare, honey? That is, I can't pick. You can't.
You always say there's a favorite.
Oh, yeah, I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Well, I would have to say Chewy. Oh God, Chewy, cover your ears. Chowder, you cover your ears too. It's hard because you just love them differently. I think with kids, I think with people, anybody who grows up with siblings can relate to this. There's always a favorite. And if you don't agree with me, go ahead and let me know. I'm sure some of you are going to come after me. But there's always one. There's always a favorite, I think. And for the dogs, I think it's just different. Obviously, Chewy is my baby, but Chowders are new babies. So it's hard. It's just different.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. How about a little bit of nitty gritty? If there was one thing that you could change about me,
Oh,
what would that be? Hmm.
what? Wow, we're going there. Do you know we haven't recorded a podcast in years?
Mm-hmm.
Since we first started the podcast, I think. Oh God, let me relish in this moment. If that, because you're asking me, so I really have to. I really feel into this question for a second. Oh my goodness. If I could change, well, what kind of thing are we talking? Characteristic or like
Pick it.
way of being?
Oh, I know you got a list. Just pick
Okay,
your
just pick the top one.
pick one, sure.
I feel like probably to I wish maybe we are going to publish this video, you never know. I would say to just be more attentive, I think. Just being a little bit more attentive, like just being more aware. I say that to you all the time, but whatever.
Okay. I
Are you
hear
going to
you.
do it now that I'm saying it, or it's just you're asking for the purposes of this podcast?
Well, I'm asking for the purposes of this podcast.
What would mine be? What would you
don't get to ask me questions.
This is really hard, you guys.
Yes.
It's hard because even when I do podcast interviews for other people's podcasts, I still manage to insert a question, but he's being such so militant right now.
You like to talk a lot. Okay. If there was one thing that you could change about the yoga world, what would it be?
Oh man, that is deep. That's a good question, Tor.
I know.
One thing. I think I would change
one thing or one way or one, I don't know, just.
I just wish that there was a way that like people come into a yoga practice or any kind of practice open and just willing to just learn and to not know and to be okay with not knowing. I don't know that I would change anything about the yoga world. I think it's evolving and changing, and I think that I got to think about that for a little bit. You're kind of throwing that on me, and I'm thinking of things, and then I'm trying to be very
but just what comes to the top of your mind? What's one thing that irks you?
I think that the one thing probably is sort of that guru mentality. And I say that obviously with a lot of you knowing that I have a teacher and I love my teacher, and he is probably one of the most enlightened beings that I know.
Shout out to Rod.
Shout out to Rod. Torry loves him some Rod, some yoga roops.
I do. Roopaloop. He's my man.
So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's a slippery slope with the guru mentality, but I think that's with anything, any idols that you worship, any pictures you put on the wall, like that's not just in yoga. I think that's with anything. That's with religion. That's with, any sort of being that you feel you are disconnected from or that they're higher than you are. And I don't think things should be that way ever.
If there was one thing that you could change about yourself, what would that be?
Man, that's another list. And I don't want to sound self-deprecating, but I can talk myself out of anything. I can talk myself out of doing anything. And that sometimes is good. Obviously, you know how I grew up. So that is a trait that served me well for a long time. But now in my more sage age, I feel that it can sometimes derail me from my path.
All right, all right. I'll take that.
Cool.
Let's lighten it up. What's your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday. Summer? It's summer. It's summer holiday. I love summer. What's a holiday? What's a summer? July 4th. Independence Day. No?
She's lying, everyone. It's Halloween.
I do love Halloween.
She loves her some
Oh,
Halloween.
I love it.
What's
Makes me so
what's the
happy.
favorite place you've traveled to?
Favorite place? Oh my
And
God.
and to bookend that, what would be a place that you're dying to go to that you've not yet been?
Well, honey, is that your phone? Don't pretend like you didn't just hear that.
I didn't hear it.
So I think definitely a place I want to go is Tahiti or Bora Bora. You know, I have this desire to like go to that part of the world because it just looks so idyllic, and I'm sure once you get there it's not how it is in all the Instagram pictures and all that, but I've traveled enough to know what is kind of expected, and it just seems like a really cool place to try and
So of
go.
all those places you've traveled, what would be the topper?
US or international?
Doesn't matter. Globally.
I would say Bali. Like I go every year, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my little sanctuary space. You know, I love going to Bali, so that would probably be it.
If you had to give out one piece of advice to someone who wanted to break into the yoga world, they know they're going to be the next big yoga teacher. I don't know.
I would say you are unique. You have special, unique medicine to give the world, and don't compare yourself to any other teachers. Have people that are living the life that you want to live, but really know what you're aspiring to do and to be, and just go out there and teach what you love. That's what I would say.
My piece of advice is if you're going to be a dick, don't wear a Namaste t-shirt to a cafe or something.
Oh,
How about that?
wow.
Because we all can be dicks. That's fine. But don't wear a Namaste t-shirt.
Honey, I feel like you're a little bit agitated right now. Is everything okay?
Everything's great. No, I'm just...
You get mad with this. It's so funny because so Torry is for those of you that don't know my other half, Torry and I, we've been together. If you're watching this video, if we do end up uploading this, you guys are gonna laugh because it's hysterical. He's my other half. We've been together for 16 years. I've been with him the majority of my life at this point, and he is an incredibly talented designer, photographer, writer, and he is probably one of my bigger inspirations. I don't want to say biggest
thank you.
because Chewy's number one.
All right, this isn't about me. Let's go on.
No, but I just want to say, like, you're so not part of the health and wellness world. And so it's, in the beginning, I thought it was something, you know, we kind of struggled in the beginning of not in the beginning, but like in the middle of our relationship, because I really wanted him to be into yoga and into all of the subtle body and crystals. And I wanted him to investigate more about being an empath, because he's totally an empath. Like all of these different things that I wanted him so badly to get into, and he didn't. And it caused a huge friction in our relationship for a long time. And then I finally realized, for me and for us, we needed to have the balance. And so he was really somebody who kept me grounded in reality, because I tend to be the type of person that could just go live in this world.
And I'm totally supportive, you guys. Like
Yeah,
100%.
he is
I mean, fully on
100%
board.
my number one
But
supporter.
even Yoga Rupa said there can't be two in the household, right?
Well, you'll have to define what that two means, but I don't want to put my teacher on blast because that might not
Well,
be.
like two of us, two of this.
Yeah, two people. Well, it's hard to say that, Tor, because some people, I know some couples that
We
are
know some people that make it work and they're amazing,
so
but that's not us.
it's definitely not us.
And it's not me.
And it's definitely not him, you
So,
guys, for sure.
Which is okay.
Let's continue.
Do you ever feel like you're on a train and you just can't get off?
Dude, what the? Why would you ask me that? You guys, we went to
Nobody cares.
If you're watching this video, I was working all day today. This is probably going to go up pretty live. Like, we're recording this on October 30th. It's Monday night. It's
October 30th.
Or
what are you talking about?
Wait, sorry. I'm so like
We're so prepared. I mean, we're doing shit
what?
6 months in advance over here.
Totally. No, because what day is it today? It's the 30th of December. Sorry. I just went into the past. But anyway, we were coming back from the gym and I was just thinking, and I often go into a deep state of thought after I go work out. I just asked him that same exact question.
What's your answer?
Have you ever what was it? What did I say?
Do you ever feel like you're on a train and you just can't get off?
Yeah, I do. I often do, actually. And to put it into context a little bit more, I was referring to creating something that is going at such a rapid speed that you feel completely overwhelmed and disoriented, and you don't actually know what to do or how to make it stop or how to get off. And I'm not saying this because, well, I'm saying this for a lot of reasons, much of which I will share later this week. But I think, I don't know. I feel sometimes like I get overwhelmed and I know I feel like that. And I was just asking you because I just didn't know if you felt that way too. And if you guys listening to this ever feel that way. I'm
sure many people do.
I think it's an important question to ask. You know, I'm always about this self-inquiry, so it's helpful.
So you are you're writing a book.
Mm-hmm.
Some people may not know. Some people may know.
I've been talking about it for the last 5 years.
Okay. Care to share any tidbits? Any little gems that we can look forward to?
Yeah. So the book is centered around this idea that we are radically loved and radically supported. And it's centered around my story and everything I kind of went through to get to a place of feeling more connected, more fulfilled. And I utilize the subtle body to inform different ways that we can connect more deeply to who we are and how do we create the life that we want and remove obstacles, and without giving too much away. I mean, that's in a sense the gist of it. And I'm currently writing it now, and it's been a long process because it's changed over the years. I've gone through 2 agents, and it's just kind of been this push and pull to, for me to create exactly what I want to create, without doing something that just doesn't feel like me, I was always like the big fan of like, I will self-publish a book if it means I get to write what I want and how I want it. So
right.
But fortunately, I have an agent that's amazing, and this is something that's happening. So yeah, I'm excited.
All right. Mm-hmm. So am I. I can't wait. I think it'll be great.
I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. I wonder if anybody can hear Chowder snoring.
I don't know, but he's so loud, yo. Like for real.
He's in it.
He's
He's in it to win
beat.
it. How do you feel radically loved?
I don't think I've ever been asked that question.
If I could do that eyebrow.
You can't. Only
You
I
can.
can. Look.
Yeah,
And I can do it.
I've always wanted to be able to do that. Oh,
that.
yeah. That's one thing that I've never been able to do.
Well, I'll teach you. I'll teach you if you become more attentive.
Can you do that though?
Yes.
All right.
I feel radically loved. Honey, I want to say like when I'm with you and I'm with my dogs and all that stuff. And we all know that's true. But I feel radically loved when Chewy just looked at us and was like, not impressed. I feel radically loved when I'm at the beach, when I'm near the water, when I'm by the ocean. I just think of the first time I ever experienced any sort of respite in my body, in my being. And it was when I was like 7 years old and I was at Santa Monica Beach with my family. And I remember standing at the edge of the sand and just feeling so completely just enamored and in awe of this magnificent body of water. And it just made me realize how incredible like nature is and how we can always revert back to nature to learn about who we are. Yeah, that's how I feel radically loved.
I don't know. That sounds more like you felt happy and fulfilled in that moment.
Yeah, but I felt
you're going back to what you said earlier. You're talking your way out of.
No, I
mean, it sounded great, but I'm
it's
like,
not good enough.
No,
That's kind of messed up because
it's not messed up.
I've never
This
said
is my interview.
I've never
Don't
said to
listen.
any I've never said
that is radical love.
Yeah, he is. It's true. I think radically loved or feeling radically loved is just something that you can just feel with everything in every moment. You know, I think people, I love a lot of the answers. You know what we should do? Accumulate all of the answers from our guests and make one big podcast.
Just read them off.
Yeah, just read them off. I think it'd be really cool. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. If you like that idea, send Rosie a thing. And a message. How do people do that?
They just email me. They can DM me on Instagram because you know I'm on there all the time.
DM.
He doesn't even know, you guys. Seriously,
direct message.
I think everybody.
I know what that means.
Everybody should flood Torys DMs.
It won't do you any good because I don't look at it.
Please do it. I think it'll be hilarious. He's never on there, but I think if he had a little bit more action on Instagram, he would go on it more. He just doesn't understand it.
I understand it. I just don't. It's okay. I'm comfortable with
that. It's inexcusable because I know a lot of men that are
who sit there and selfie each other. And
Torry has a lot of hangups, you guys. Why do you think I do what I do?
That's okay. I'm okay with that. You have been working on a new project.
Oh, yes.
A new podcast.
Oh, my goodness.
A new video podcast.
Yes.
What would that be?
Wow. So, and we actually just got some press on it on Yoga Journal, the new issue of Yoga Journal, which Sahara Rose is on the cover and it looks amazing. Yeah. Big
Shout
ups to my girl. Yeah. Congrats. I mean, it is just so incredible to be able to see one of your friends on the cover of a magazine is so excited. Chewy's totally stoked. But yes, I have a new podcast that we're launching. So obviously Torry's producing the show. It's called Wise, and it's women inspiring success and empowerment. And I'm interviewing some of the most incredible female leaders. I don't even want to say exactly who or what they are, but
Gotta keep it under wraps.
I am just, the fact that even some of these people responded to me was insane. Like I am so grateful for all. What
Did you just see that orb?
did
Big, huge,
I told you.
you
You
guys,
guys.
I know. I'm talking
So,
about not like
here,
energy vortexes
but,
and
but
orbs
listen,
and crystals
listen, you
and
guys.
healings. There was
believe
a big orb that just.
I believe in ghosts, and part of what, I experienced a lot of weird things when I was growing up, like a lot of just what is it called? Like, I keep wanting to say superficial, but it's not. Supernatural. That's the word. It was like skipping my brain. A lot of supernatural things. I grew up listening to stories about ghosts and curses and all this stuff. My grandma was she was like a healer, a curandera, when she was in Mexico, and she comes from a long lineage of midwives and healers, shamans. And so I heard a lot of really scary types of stories. But anyway, Torry and I have he believes, because we've also together experienced some really weird things. But so I'm constant. And by the way, you didn't ask me this, but if you do want a little fun fact about me, I love watching Ghost Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
It is
Mm-hmm.
it is probably my favorite show. Torry can vouch for that. If I don't watch a lot of television, but if I do, it's Ghost Adventures.
If she does a deep dive.
If I do a deep dive.
That's on the cheat days.
Yeah. It's like but it's true.
The snack accidents happen. And the Ghost Adventures come on.
Yeah, whenever you guys see me posting about having a snack accident or too many Chicago mixed popcorn, I'm watching Ghost Adventures, and it gives me so much life. I love it so much, and I've been watching it since it started, like back in
I feel like
2005.
You grew up with those guys.
Oh, stop. Anyway, so if we do, we're obviously recording this podcast. You're listening to it on whatever platform you're listening to, but we're also recording a video. And if we do end up publishing this video, you'll have to just pay attention, even from the beginning when I started talking about it. But I did see something.
Yeah, I just saw one like right in the middle of it, and it could have been a video anomaly.
I don't know.
We'll have to go back and look. But
we've not felt anything weird here at this house. And you could even hear, I did an interview with Chakra Girl. We talk about it on her podcast because we kept having all these technological issues. Technological? Did I say that right? Mm-hmm. And it was crazy because there was some weird stuff. There was just like weird energy. We were kind of in a vortex. And it was just very strange. Anyway, back to the question. I'm launching a new podcast, you guys, and I really would love if all of you guys listening to this would go and subscribe to that podcast. We're launching a trailer for it this weekend. So I'll be talking.
We're trying to launch a trailer for it this weekend.
Okay, we're trying to launch.
Bear with me, guys. There's
a trailer for this weekend.
She gets a bit aggressive on the time scheduling, and I get
so excited.
If that's one thing I could change about her, since y'all asked, would be to maybe time management a little bit better.
Okay. Anyway. So.
Anyway.
So I'm excited. Why is it's going to happen? I'm actually flying to New York here in 2 weeks to do 2 in-person interviews.
Can't say who they are.
Damn it. Okay.
Exciting, big. The podcasts are going to be, I believe it's 8 episodes long or 10. I can't remember. 8 or 10. And they're going to come out. It's going to be seasonal. So we're launching this first one winter time, and then we'll have another round of episodes in the spring, summer,
and then fall. So that's all I can say, I guess. Shit.
If people want to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
Oh, just follow me on Instagram at rosieacosta.com. You can go to radicallyloved.com. What?
Insta is rosieacosta.com.
Did I say Rosie Acosta? Oh, sorry. At Rosie Acosta on Twitter, Instagram, and you can go to radicallyloved.com to go to my website and check out all the fun stuff that we've got there. I've got a couple of downloadable ebooks and an updated calendar so you can see where I'm going to be next year. I'm taking it way back next year. Typically I do 4 international retreats a year, and then I might do 2 domestic, but next year we're only doing 2 retreats. And the first one we're doing is in the 2 international ones are in Bali, which is at the end of January, and Finding Your Life's Purpose in Scotland. So yeah, I'm trying to just scale it all back, you guys, trying to be a little bit more mindful of my time and my energy. And yeah. See how I just took over your interview just then? Sorry.
You guys, merry holiday, happy new year. End of 2019, beginning of 2020. Have a safe New Year's. Subscribe, please. It really helps with the ratings. And tell all your friends.
Tell your friends.
You guys, thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for listening and for watching this. I think we should just upload the video.
Look at Chewie's tongue.
I know.
Look at his little tongue, you guys.
I think that's it.
That's it.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Make some noise! 8, 7, 6,